Happy Thursday, Delmarva. Thanks for being here with us on Coast Life. We are your hosts. I'm Paige Marley.
I'm Leah Rizzo. We're getting closer and closer to the weekend, though. Are you enjoying that free parking?
Oh, I've already enjoyed it. And we're getting closer and closer to fall. Fall's this weekend.
That's right.
It's going to be a crazy weekend.
Those cool temperatures have been nice waking up to. I'm here for it.
Oh, I love it. It's a little chilly in the mornings, though.
Yeah.
It's those mornings where you're freezing, and then by the afternoon you're like, I'm sweating.
Yes. But we always like to kind of start the show off by talking about what you're talking about. And even though summer and the travel season might be starting to wind down a little bit, maybe you're already kind of making plans for next year, or you're looking to book a little getaway here or there.
Holiday thing.
But Airbnb has actually cracked down over the last couple of years on partying. I remember when this story kind of first came about, and they've actually been using an AI algorithm to assess whether a person is likely to throw an absolute rager or not at someone's house.
But how mad are you if you're not planning a rager and AI is like, yes, you are. Come on.
Right?
That would be so bad.
So they basically look at anybody under 25. If they're booking a house for like 1 or 2 nights, if it's within driving, if it's like close by their actual place of residence. And I forget, there were a couple other factors in there that would deem it like likely to party, and then they actually block you from booking.
So I'm all about like just freedom, you know what I mean? But I kind of get this one because
I do too.
The more you said it, at first when you said, 1 or 2 nights, I'm like, under 25, But yeah, it kind of makes sense. If you are doing all 3 right now, I can't think of a reason why, if it's close to your home, you're that young, it's only 1 night, why you would need an Airbnb. I'm not one to judge, but I could see why AI would think that.
I could see that too, and I'm sure it also looks at how many guests you have on paper, how many, I'm sure that there's more factors than just those 3 things that go into this AI assessment.
I've stayed in actually an Airbnb. This is why it kind of makes me laugh. I did get an Airbnb in Rehoboth Beach for 1 night recently, but it's because it was for my sister's wedding, and I was booking for like a couple people, so I probably would have gotten denied if this was in place. I would love to hear from someone on the Delmarva Coast. I'm sure there's a lot of people here who have Airbnbs. Let us know kind of what you think about this. I'm sure if you're the owner of the home, it might be exciting. You might appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. But speaking of homes, a while back the Brady Bunch house was up for sale.
Oh yes, I saw the pictures. It's cute.
Yeah, it is cute. I know they kind of re-renovated it to look exactly like it did on air when the Brady Bunch was on TV.
Right.
And it was sold. Somebody bought it. And it turns out none of the appliance in the house works. Like, none of the appliances are real.
I guess you would have to know that before you moved in, I would hope.
I think you would. And I think the person who bought this looks at it more like a work of art, is what they were saying. And they were like, when I buy art, I buy it because it's art, not because I want to sell it and make money off of it. They're like, it's just something I want to have.
That makes sense.
And it was kind of neat because she was saying, like, if you even brought a flat screen TV into the house, it would ruin it. Like, everything is original. I
kind of get it. Yeah, you don't want like a bunch of stainless steel appliances in the Brady Bunch house.
No.
Okay, and it must be nice if you have that kind of money where you can just keep it and hopefully preserve it and respect it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, but it kind of got me thinking, if there was like any TV house up for sale, what's the one that you would want?
Automatically, I know, because I would live in it. I wouldn't do what this lady did and get just a piece of art. The houses from Love Island. You guys know Love Island? It's like kind of trashy, but funny reality show. I love it. It's my guilty pleasure. And they have the best, the coolest houses. It's called The Villa. It's on Peacock. Love Island. What about you?
That's a good one. I don't know. I was really trying to think through it. Maybe like the Addams Family Mansion.
Ooh, good one.
Kind of fun, kind of spooky. I think that would be, it would fit my aesthetic.
I like that. If we're doing like art pieces, like something I'd keep for like art, something from like Gilmore Girls would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Harry Potter house with Under the Stairs. Yeah. That would be kind of nice too. But
living
wise, I want something nice. Love Island Villa.
Yeah, so that's we can ask you the same question. You can chime in on our socials, of course. What's a house, like a TV house, that you would want to live in, that you would buy if you had, unlimited funds to purchase?
Would be nice.
But also kind of on the topic of questions that we're asking you, that we ask each other, what's maybe a bad habit that you developed as a kid and you carried it with you into adulthood? You never broke the habit. Maybe it's like nail biting, maybe it's, I don't know, what other bad habits that people have. Nail
biting would still be getting me if I didn't have fake nails. It's why I started getting fake nails, so I would stop biting my nails.
Smart.
Yes, but since I kind of don't do that anymore, I actually didn't realize I still did this till I moved to the Delmarva Coast. I live in an area with a lot of older adults, and I went out to get my mail, and I didn't put shoes on because I'm just going down to my mailbox, I don't know. And my neighbor who's older, he's in his 80s, goes, "You're crazy." He thought it was wild. I wasn't wearing shoes. And every time he sees me not wearing shoes out to my mailbox, he's like, "Girl, get your shoes on. I think it's so funny. So I must have I've always done it, and I still don't put shoes on when I go to the mailbox.
Yeah, no, I was a barefoot. Like, I love being outside barefoot too, so I was like, ooh.
Because in my yard, barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you? What are you doing?
As a kid, I walked on my toes a lot, and I definitely still do it. I mean, like, I've got this awkward bounce when I walk around, and people are like, oh, like, you're so happy. Like, you got that, like, you walk so cute. And I'm like, is it cute or is it weird?
It's cute, but you do it.
I know.
I have noticed, and I don't notice it all the time. But sometimes when you're deep in thought, like if I see you walk around the office, you're like on your phone or something, I do notice there's a little bounce.
There's
like
a little bunny
like a little bunny rabbit. Yeah, it's cute though.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, people were like, oh, were you a ballerina? Were you this? I was like, no, I just walked on my toes, and that's that. And I guess as a kid, it was considered a bad habit because like it could affect how your legs grow, but it never seemed to affect me. So here I am.
At least you're not still like picking your nose or throwing tantrums.
Yes.
There's worse things we could be doing from childhood.
Many bad habits we could leave behind. But what about you? Is there a bad habit that you had growing up that maybe your parents are like, don't do that? But here you are, still doing it.
Yep. You can let us know on socials, definitely Facebook. That's where a lot of the conversation in the comments gets happening. So join us there.
Yep, but we've got a great show coming up for you today. It's Thursday, so we're going to be spilling the tea with our friends at Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue.
And we are remembering a local hero, Chad Spicer. His mom, Ruth Ann, will be here. She's going to be talking to us about a way you can honor and remember him too.
And we're also going to be speaking with the Blood Bank of Delmarva for a very important reason. All of that and more is coming up when Coast Life gets back.
Coast Life is brought to you by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
You're watching Coast Life, and it is that time of the year when you grab a blanket and cozy up with a book. And you can grab one of those books from the Rehoboth Beach Museum's History Book Sale from September 22nd to September 23rd.
A love for history branched into a collection of about 400 to 600 books. Jay Cromwell had a love for American nonfiction. His lifelong partner, Mary Lou Cupford, expressed that Jay enjoyed gathering historical facts about our nation's history through different authors and events.
Jay Cromwell, who loved history. He majored in history in college. He went to Trinity College up in Connecticut. And while he didn't work in history, he was actually a banker for his career, but he just loved history and collected quite a collection of history books. I'm not sure we've counted them, but we think it's in the 400 to 600 range of history books.
His love for history shows through the amount of books and diverse subjects that his collection contains. An interesting collection that marvels many could not go unnoticed, as the books will be up for sale this weekend at the Rehoboth Beach Museum. David McDonald, a Rehoboth Museum volunteer and co-author of the book Greetings from Rehoboth Beach, let us in on the different books that visitors can expect during the sale.
A majority of the history from American Revolution, the Civil War, World War II, World War I, lots of biographies, lots of general history, European history, all sorts of titles and topics. As part of the collection, we have some special things. We have a group of, for example, a 3-volume set of Shelby Foote on the Civil War. People know him from the Ken Burns series on TV. We have a 4-volume set by James Thomas Flexner, one of the essential biographies of George Washington. A 3-volume set called The Last Lion by William Manchester about Winston Churchill. Just lots of things. We have such a range of things. We have American history. So, for example, we have Dawn's Early Light, Walter Lord's, one of the quintessential books about the Battle of Fort McHenry and the writing of the Star-Spangled Banner. And we have some cool things too. I mean, this book, for example, about Thomas Nast, who is one of the well-known cartoonists in the 1870s, 1880s, for example. A lot of people will know about some of the things that he did that were political cartoons that were printed in the papers to help bring down Tammany Hall, for example, in New York in the 1880s, that sort of thing. We also have a group of the great courses on DVD, all of history topics as well, and those will be included in the sale. One of the other cool things is that Jay Cromwell was a big fan of the Baltimore Orioles, so we have some Baltimore Orioles yearbooks from the 50s, some other books on baseball. He was a great baseball fan as well, so those will be included in the sale too.
When you arrive at the museum, you can even expect to find these rare specialty novels and other favorites displayed at different prices throughout the museum lecture hall.
The hardbacks will be $4 each, softbacks will be $2 each, and then we have a group of titles that are specially priced because we think they're rare or important. And then there'll be people here that will be able to do cash or credit card. The sale will go on Friday from 9 until 3, on Saturday from 9 until 1.
You may even get the chance to get a discount on your new finds.
Probably on Saturday we may do a half price break, depending on how sales go. So that'd be something to look forward to. And we don't have to bring your own bags. We have bags we can give you.
As you enter the Rehoboth Beach Museum, don't forget to take a glance at the different displays and learn about Rehoboth's history.
We have a fantastic collection, for example, of vintage bathing suits in the display case downstairs that people always find very interesting. What the ladies, for example, had to wear to go into swimming in the ocean, actually bathing, they called it, not actually swimming. There's the train, the miniature train from the former Playland that was on the boardwalk downstairs. A number of other interesting things. Then also right now we have a needlework exhibit. It's, I believe, the 11th year we've done this. It's ranging from counted cross stitch to embroidery, all sorts of things. Some beautiful work out there. So if you come in for the book sale, make sure you take some time to look at the needlework as well.
As you're glancing for different books, don't forget to pick up a book for someone else.
I mean, this is just what you want to get these books to somebody who's going to appreciate them and read them. And then the second thing I would like to do is raise money for charity, which is what we're doing here, and for the Rehoboth History Museum, which I think is a great cause.
Guys, check out this 1959 Baltimore's Oriole yearbook. Now, this is something I think is going to go away pretty quickly. So remember, the event is from September 22nd to September 23rd. There's more Coast Life on.
You're watching Coast Life, and we always like to keep you updated with what's going on, of course, locally and in the world. Most of the time it's good, but today, you guys, we're going to be calling on you for some help because we have the Blood Bank of Delmarva. We have Emily with us today. Emily, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Always. So we are doing this call for help because there is a blood emergency, not really just locally, but nationwide.
There is. So the Blood Bank of Delmarva issued an emergency appeal last Thursday. And the reason is because there's a national shortage. People are not coming in, they are not donating blood. We had a really rough summer. And then Labor Day, and normally we bounce back, and this year we haven't nationally. So we're asking people to please come in and donate. If you're unable to donate, please ask a friend to donate. We just launched school season again, so high schools, colleges, we're really hoping that we're gonna get a lot of students. And this year, really exciting, we can actually accept 16-year-old blood donors with parental consent. So we're very excited about that. It's so important that you catch the younger demographic in a high school or a college, so they see it, they learn it, and then they become lifetime blood donors. So it's really important. So people can make an appointment by going to delmarvablood.org.
And there were some pretty surprising statistics too. I might get these wrong, but you can correct me. It's something like 62% of the population can donate, but only 3% do?
You nailed it.
Ooh,
that is
yes.
exactly right. So I think that blood donation is one of the things that I think people don't always think about. And they think, oh, somebody else will do it. We were at New Moors this morning. They had a radiothon, and what's really crucial is everybody could need blood at some point. So a lot of people wait to donate until somebody they know needs it, or somebody they hear a story about a child that needs blood. And it's important to remember that every single day people need blood. So the Blood Bank of Delmarva collects about 80,000 units of blood a year, and we are responsible for providing blood and blood products to the 19 hospitals here on the Delmarva Peninsula. And we need about 20,000 units to make sure that all of those, donations get in. And so it's just really important that people take the time to come in and donate. People can donate every 56 days. You've donated.
I have.
It's
a couple
super
times.
easy.
It is.
And you just make an appointment. It'll take about an hour of your time from beginning to end. We give you some really great snacks at the end. Our phlebotomy staff is fantastic. They want to make you feel comfortable. You get thanked a ton of times along your journey, but it's really easy. You answer some questions online, and as long as you are now 16 and over with parental consent, or 17 and above without parental consent, you are feeling well and healthy, you can show up and you can donate. And we really need people. There is absolutely no substitute for human blood. Yeah. So when people are in the hospital, if there's an accident or something else, a child with cancer, they need blood. And if the blood is not on the shelf, they could die.
I'm feeling guilty, I won't lie, because I haven't donated blood since high school, because I've always thought like, oh, I'll wait for a blood drive. Oh, maybe like they don't do it regularly.
Right.
Like there's a lot that you really don't think about it, so I don't have to make an appointment.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's easy. It's quick and easy. And if people make it a part of their regular routine, then it's like going to the doctor or going to the dentist. You make it part of your routine. And if there are music lovers out there, through the 23rd of September, we have 2 general admission wristbands to Ocean's Calling. You cannot get them anymore.
That's
so
true.
if you present to donate, you will be put into a raffle to win 2 general admission wristbands to Ocean's Calling. So all those music lovers, come on out. We'd love to see you.
I do want to mention too, just because one time, this was my mistake, my first time donating with Delmarva Blood Bank, and I got so excited, I saw something on the news, I made an appointment, I'm like, I'm going after work. Well, I didn't really eat a lot that day.
Yes.
So just, can you give us a reminder, because I felt a little
Absolutely.
woozy, what should you do before you go in?
So we want to make sure that people eat a good meal before you come in. If you're not going to walk in and you have a few days, just eat really well in the few days leading up to it, and then drink lots of water.
Yes.
That is really the key.
I made that mistake once too.
So
we
need
didn't
you
get
to
enough.
We need you to hydrate really well, and then when you're done donating, again, we're going to give you some great snacks. But then, no heavy lifting for the next 4 to 6 hours, and we're going to ask you to hydrate a lot later in the day and for the next day as well. And then you can donate again 56 days later. Generally, if you've done a regular whole blood donation for platelets and plasma, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, I mean, that's a lot of like a surgical or medical things. They're like, don't eat fast. And this, they're like, bring it on.
This is a good one. And like you said, I mean, really all you have to do is show up. It's an hour of your time, and basically you just get spoiled.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have snacks ready for people. If you are like, well, I didn't eat, I can't donate, absolutely come on in. We will feed you before you donate. Happy to do that. But we are just happy to welcome people to come donate. There is an emergency appeal. If there is not blood on the shelves, we have no other way to provide it, because there's a national shortage. We can't get it anywhere else. So we really need people to go to delmarvablood.org or call 1-888-8-BLOOD-8, and one of our donor services staff will help you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Let's save some lives, people.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Awesome. Emily, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it as always.
All right, well, hey, get on your phone, make your appointment to donate, and you can do that while you watch more Coast Life, because we'll be right back.
Here on Coast Life, you know that we love introducing you to all the incredibly talented and wonderful artists that are in our area all along coastal Delmarva. Joining us, not in the studio, but outside on such a gorgeous day, is Ashley DeMaglio. Now, you've been part of the Delaware Artist Collaboration, which is a group of artists here around the Delaware beaches. How long have you been part of this group?
It actually hasn't been that long. I kind of found it and I was like, you know what, I'm going to join this. So, I mean, a lot of amazing things are coming out of it. So it's probably been a few months now.
Yeah. So how long have you been painting? Is that usually your medium?
Yeah, I use acrylics. I've been doing paint for a very long time, ever since I was a young kid. I mean, I think every kid picks up crayons and thinks, let's create something. So probably since I was a little kid.
So we have a couple of pieces here just behind us. I mean, you brought tons of amazing, beautiful artwork, but we put 3 of them on display. Tell me a little bit about some of these pieces and maybe how long it normally takes you to paint something, or how much goes into these.
Yeah, well, first things first, I'm a really messy painter.
Same.
So I get paint everywhere. And everybody's like, why don't you put everything down? Or so it doesn't take me very long to paint at all. Probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like this was probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
I went to Cape Hanalopin and I kind of started looking at all their beautiful lighthouses, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to paint them. So I started painting lighthouses to start when I first moved here. And then my herons actually live in my backyard. Aww. So I just started painting them. Yeah. And I just absolutely just sit at the ocean and I just paint. I'll just set up my easel and I'll paint.
I think that's a common thing you hear with a lot of artists in our areas, that there's so many things that really capture the eye, whether it's the wildlife or the scenery.
Definitely.
Is there something in particular that you really enjoy painting the most?
It would definitely have to be the blue herons.
Yeah.
It's actually extremely popular in the area. Everybody loves them. Every art show I go to, it's like, oh, where are your blue herons?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the best part is that I get a live view outside my window.
Yeah.
So I just sit there out at my dining room window and I just paint them all the time. So I would have to say they're probably my most favorite to paint.
People who may be interested in acquiring your artwork, where can they find you? How can they get a hold of some of your pieces?
Sure, you could just look me up. I have a few Facebook pages. Art by Ashley Jeannie or Jean.
And you've also have set up at DAC's night market before.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and
Sure.
what opportunity that creates for maybe both artists who may be looking for a space there, as well as folks looking to shop art.
Sure. So I actually had reached out to them because there is a wait list that you can get onto. And I just kind of, it was like a lucky thing where I woke up one morning and they were like, hey, you're on a wait list. Would you like to come in? So I'm like, yes. So I just went and drove there. I didn't know what I was doing. I was talking to all the vendors are extremely, like, they know what's up and how they're going to set up everything. Nice. So I kind of was like just a one thing that I just entered into and I got into. And now I'm on the wait list so I can go any Monday. They do Monday and Fridays.
Well, I know that Ashley, you also lead paint nights from time to time. So Ashley's actually going to lead Paige and I in a little painting demonstration when we get back. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Coast Life, and before the break, we met Ashley, a local artist, and now you said that you lead some paint nights. So you're actually going to kind of walk me and Paige through a painting. What are we painting today?
We're going to paint an ocean with a beach umbrella. Ooh. We can add a little something if you want.
Okay, fun.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. So how do we start?
All right, so we're going to take the bright blue, which is this one.
Okay.
And the really great thing about this is that you can create with like a lot of people like to use the best paints, but you can just get like 50-cent paints.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. So you're gonna take this, and this is a really great technique. So we're just gonna make lines across our canvas. So we're gonna start at the top corner of the left, and from left to right, you're just gonna go very light. So I'm talking like a drip, a line. So not like a lot of paint. Well, that's okay. So we need to make a coastline right now. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna take the dark blue. Okay, so the coastline should basically, or the horizon, should never be like in the middle because it kind of brings off the perspective. So you, right underneath this blue line, and I mean this is like light, just do like light. And if it dots out, that's okay because it's gonna go straight across. So now we're gonna do white. Okay. So we're gonna take the white, get the white, and right underneath that coastline, we're gonna do white. Yeah. And then we're gonna do right above that blue, another, because that's, you know how like the clouds and the ocean meet? Yeah. You're gonna do that too. So now the last, well, we do have to do the orange, but we're gonna make the sand. You're gonna do the light blue again. Yeah, so we're gonna stop right here and we have a sponge. Now you actually can take it like your kitchen sponge and you can just like cut it. Okay. You don't need any special artist sponge or anything. Now, from left to right, like how we did our lines, we're basically gonna stamp the top left corner with our sponge with the green side up because that's the scrubbing side. All right, and you're just gonna kind of just swiftly move it across, pick it up, and do it again. So you wanna fill in the white spaces, so just go ahead and fill that in. And then you see how like your sponge already has like the sky kind of mix on it? You're gonna go back up and kind of blend it across. And you can just keep blending and you'll get this really beautiful blue.
This is really pretty.
See that? Okay. And once you get your horizon, we put our sponge to the side and we take the white and the orange. Okay. You're gonna make like a happy smile.
Good, because I just splattered paint.
Yeah, you're good.
Good.
So make a happy smile. So then we're gonna take the white.
Okay.
So we take the white and we do the same thing. You go right underneath or on top, it doesn't matter. Just go happy again with the white. There you go. So from the smile So you know how like the bank of like when you walk into the dunes or anything, it's kind of like you're going into an oasis of beauty?
Yes.
So you're gonna take your sponge either the left or right, doesn't matter, and you just make like a happy smile and you bring it back and forth. And as you do this, you'll notice the blue kind of drags into it. Bring some of that in. Back and forth. Make some gritty sand there too. And don't worry, being messy is the best. Okay, so now we're gonna draw on our umbrella. Okay, so you're gonna take the teal blue. It's called Key West actually. Okay, so on the left, up where the ocean is, because you want to see the umbrella, you're gonna make, now I don't like to say it, but the sad face. Because that's gonna be your umbrella. Yes. There you go. And then we kind of make the bottom, and you just kind of do like more upside down you, and you connect. Very good. And you could actually make this umbrella bigger, smaller, and what you do is where you made those little points, you're gonna just connect to the top. And then you just kind of take your brush and you kind of do a little, wipe it off a little bit. And then I gave you guys like a little green, so mix that up a little bit. And then you can go in with the green and kind of pull the white or the actual blue from the background, and then the teal into your umbrella. When you get a chance, you want to put like, it's in the sand, so it's going to be on a slant. So wherever you want, you just make a slant into the sand. Now you want like a little blanket, so you're going to go in with your teal. And you just kind of put like a little stand area. You just go back and forth on the bottom. It's like you have to make a base. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Good, okay, the best part, we get to make the waves.
Okay.
Yay. So you wanna get a lot of white onto the top. Like, it's not like glob, but it's kind of like a lot where it's covering the whole top of your brush. And then we're just from left to right, very small. It's almost like you're making like connecting lines, but you lift and you drag. You lift and you drag.
Fun. That's really all there is to it, huh?
Yeah, well, you could always add like grass or dunes on the bottom. You can add like shells. You could like spend a lot of time on this if you wanted to, but yeah.
Simple painting, here we go.
Okay, I do feel like an artist.
Yeah, at the end, you always have to sign it on the bottom.
Oh,
though. Yeah, that officially makes you like the artist of your painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and they sign my name, and whoever wants to buy it, have it in their living room.
Awesome. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
for
out
having
and
me.
telling us about you, your art, and teaching us some of your ways.
Yeah.
So fun.
Thanks, guys.
Well, don't go anywhere because we do have a little bit more Coast Life headed your way.
All right, guys, I want to take you back to what a lot of you remember. And if you don't remember it, you've definitely heard of it. It is a tragic, tragic day on Delmarva, September 1st, 2009. Probably sounds familiar to you because it is the day that Georgetown police officer Chad Spicer was killed in the line of duty. But his legacy, his memory as a hero, it lives on. And so much of that is because of his amazing mother, Ruth Ann Spicer. She's with us here today. Ruth Ann, it means so much that you're on the Coast Life couch today.
Thank you. I appreciate the offer and I appreciate the invitation. Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much because you truly do. It's been so many years, but you keep Chad's name and his legacy alive. Rightfully so. Could you just tell us a little bit about who he was?
Chad was just full of life and he was full of love and made no difference. Even before he became a police officer, wherever he saw someone that he knew, even if he didn't know him, he would always go up and give him a hug, shake a hand. But even, you know how most kids are, they won't give their parents a kiss or whatever. He would always come up and kiss his father and I, or anybody else in the family, and give us a great big hug. So he was just full of love and full of life, and he loved everyone. And he loved being a police officer. He was just a good old Sussex County boy, and he loved doing what he did on a daily basis. Us being with his daughter, Aubrey.
Well, you guys are keeping really busy, and you always have stayed really busy with supporting other police officers in our area. And like we talked about, just keeping Chad's amazing memory really alive because he is a hero and he should always be remembered that way. And one way you're doing that is a new way with pins, kind of like the one you're wearing. Talk to us about what you've been up to.
So all the police officers have a pin, 9083, which was Chad's police number. And that police number will never be given to another police officer. So that will always be him. And that badge goes on their uniform, and it goes right on the right-hand side underneath of their name. And I have got so that I pin the badges on the new officers. So that's a real honor for me to do that. And I look forward to, the new officers that come in and everything. But the 9083 means a lot to me because it will never be given out to another officer. And it was him. And this is 9083. And, when you hear that 9083 is no longer in service, then you know that 9083 is going to be there forever. So it means a lot, and it's put on there to honor him and so that the officers will never forget him. But also, I look at it that there is an angel with them every day to take care of them and to guide them in the right direction. And hopefully that, that they know that somebody's always looking after them. They wear it with honor and glory for him.
And have you talked to any of the police officers who you've pinned and what it means to them?
There was 4 of them that I pinned in the police department, and they were all very, very honored. And just recently, I pinned 2 officers in my home, and I know that they were honored. I know that I could tell by the looks on their faces, and I always give them a hug to know them, that I'm here for them, and Chad is here for them.
Well, they do call you Mama Spicer.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Which is fine. I love it.
Yes, you are like the mom specifically, really, the Georgetown Police Department.
Right. Thank you.
Of course. Well, Ruth Ann, that's incredible what you're doing. I do just want to know, too, because, you and I were talking, too. I come from a police family as well.
Right.
And it's hard to understand what they go through, and there's a lot going on right now. Just any words of advice on how we can support our police officers?
We need to support our police officers on a daily basis if you can. If you see them out, go up to them, shake their hand, tell them thank you. If you see them in line at Starbucks, make sure you buy them a cup of coffee or anything that they would like, but to show them that they are appreciated for what they do and that they are here for you. Because, when you call 911, you're going to get a police officer, and if they are not appreciated and there's not enough staff, it may be a while before your call is attended to.
Well, you raised a hero.
Thank you.
It's a tragic story, but one that I'm glad that you're sharing, and one that I'm glad the community has shown you all that support and love. So
right.
Thank you for all you do, and we will all wear 9083 very proudly.
Yes.
Thank you, Ruth Ann. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation. Thank you so much.
Of course. Hey, we have a little more Coast Life heading your way, you guys, so stick with
You are watching Coast Life, and it's Thursday. That's where we like to catch up with a little bit of hot goss and some hot tea.
I love Thursdays.
We do love Thursday.
For this reason.
Yes, the tea, of course, is thanks to our friends at Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach. I know holiday season is right around the corner, so they've got some great gifts for you there. I may or may not have just been in there the other day, so I've already done a little pre-shopping for you. I can tell you there's something there for you.
You should make a little list, like a holiday list of things you can get at Spice and Tea for your mom, your dad.
Because there's a lot.
That's cute.
Yes. So this is where, if you've never joined us before for Spill the Tea, we spill both the figurative drama tea and we spill the literal tea that we're going to be drinking today from Spice and Tea. So, Paige, would you like to tell us what we're drinking?
Let's do it. So it might sound a little familiar to you because we actually have had this tea before. So that tells you 2 things, right? 1, we love it.
Yes.
2, it might be a special day. And it is. It's chai tea day.
Yeah, it is.
So this is the pumpkin spice chai tea. So it's just the best of both worlds, pumpkin and chai.
Yes, because we're still in pumpkin spice mode because fall technically hasn't started yet.
Yes.
So we're in it now through November.
Yeah, so how nice is that? You can make a pumpkin spice chai tea latte at home. If you just go to Spice and Tea Exchange.
That's all you got to do.
That's all you have to do. So let's spill this, and then we'll spill some tea. And Leah, I'm just going to jump in and taste this.
Yes.
I've been feeling a little under the weather, so while you read that, I'm going to.
'Tis the season, you know, for the colds and the sniffles. So
This is just what the doctor ordered.
So let's get reading. These people write in saying, my husband and I are competitive ballroom dancers and have danced together since we were children.
Okay.
My friend is getting married, and as a wedding gift, my husband and I have been giving my friend and her husband-to-be private dance lessons for their first dance.
That's sweet.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Right? That's a
Nice.
great wedding gift when you think about it. So they've been doing this routine, and apparently the friend that they've been teaching how to dance is kind of came clean and was like, hey, you know what? I don't want you guys to dance at the wedding. The professional ballroom dancers.
Do they not want them to professional ballroom dance at the wedding?
Well, they were afraid. So the dancers were saying,
Yeah.
like, look, when we're at weddings, it's very casual, it's very
Yeah.
fun. Like, we don't bust out whole ballroom dance routines in
Right.
front of guests. We're just there to have fun.
Yeah,
We're
fair.
not there to dance
it's a
and
wedding.
compete. So this person says, I'm honestly shocked by this and more than a little hurt. We love dancing, and the fact that she wants us to just sit there and not join in the dancing all night long makes both my husband and I a little uncomfortable. He has suggested that we just wait till everyone has a few drinks in them and then join in the dancing when it won't be noticed, but I worry this could make us, you know, the mean person in this situation. And she's asked us not to dance. So she's like, will that hurt anybody's feelings? That being said, what else would we do after the meal? As it's going to be hours and hours of dancing, the only thing I can think beyond that is we simply leave after the meal, but I don't want to seem like we're angry either.
No, I'm totally on their side.
Me too.
100%. This one's a little silly. I feel like normally I can see both sides, and in this one, I can't really. You're being kind of silly if you're the bride or the groom who asked them not to dance. There's one thing if you teach them how to ballroom dance for their first dance, and then you really get up and you bust a move while they're having their first dance.
Right, but not just being a bad wedding guest,
Yeah.
but like, and I have been to a wedding. One of my friends in high school, she's a dancer. She still dances. She's a ballerina, and both she and her husband are dancers. And so it was kind of cool because their first dance, they also had other dancers with them, and I mean, they did like full routines.
That's fun.
It was really neat, but
Yeah.
it was also sort of. It was a little different,
Yeah.
because you're not used to that. You're used to just, you know, watching your bride and groom friends dance a little stumbly,
Yep.
and you're like, cute, love, we
cute,
love it.
yeah.
But yeah, for like the professional show, you were like, wow. But that's not what this is.
No.
These guys gifted you. They were kind enough to gift you private lessons. Like,
And also, it was a gift. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. You know how when you have your photographer at your wedding, and they're working, and then they do get to sit down and eat dinner with everybody, and then they're working again, and they don't really dance. And that's kind of what it feels like. It's like you're treating them like it's someone that you hired that's working the wedding. And if these are your friends...
right, they're attending as guests, and they gave you a
Yeah.
gift. So if you're going to let them attend as guests, let them attend as guests.
Right.
I guess maybe the husband has the right idea. I think the dancer's husband,
Yeah.
in saying, wait till everybody has a couple drinks in their system. No one's going to feel that way, the bride included. I mean, bride and groom, they get so busy during their wedding, greeting everybody,
Right.
talking to everybody. Like, they're not really going to have a moment.
You
to
might look
attention.
more rude if you're not participating in anything.
Well,
and
so
you're
that's
just
what.
sitting there.
Yeah, that's what the woman is saying. That
Yeah.
she's like, we don't want to just sit there and seem rude and weird. And I feel like the bride would probably catch on too. Like, I feel like bride and groom would catch on and be like,
This is awkward.
this is awkward.
Yeah.
And I feel like if it were me, I can't say I wouldn't be really petty about it. And when people are like, why aren't you guys dancing? I'd be like, well, we were
said.
specifically requested not to.
I'm too good. She said I can't. So I think maybe just she's feeling the bridezilla-ness. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's a little insecure. She really wants to say to be about her.
Yep. And it will be. That's the thing. If this person is your friend, like, they're going to let the day be about you. It doesn't sound like they're one-uppers and they're hurt that you thought they were.
They just want to do a little YMCA, you know?
Yeah.
A little shuffle. That's what they want to do.
Maybe they'll remember all the letters. We don't all.
Some people don't.
So, you know, they might be a little more in rhythm than others, but I think otherwise it's really not that big a deal.
Exactly. So just go, have fun, do a little dance, and if the bride tells you to leave, dance out that door.
Yes, but we love to hear your drama. You can always spill the tea with us. Send us your drama, team@coastlife.com, and make sure you get yourself a cozy cup of tea from Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach. Another quick shout out for them. This is the other.
Yes.
You may have noticed if you've watched this with us before, we had sort of a little one of these guys, these little like tea infusers, like half the size. So if you've got a bigger family or you're serving more tea, they've got all kinds of accessories for your tea as well. And don't forget about the spice half of Spice and Tea Exchange. If you're a cook,
Yes.
they've got plenty of stuff for you there too.
This thing's the best. I'm not even kidding. This thing is, show it up. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
we're going to be serving the rest of the Coast Life team.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't go anywhere. Don't go to Spice and Tea just yet, because we do have more Coast Life headed your way.
Spill the Tea was brought to you by the Spice and Tea Exchange of Rehoboth.
Before we let you guys go today, we just want to let you know what's coming up tomorrow and what's coming up this weekend on Coast TV.
Yeah, because there's always a lot going on the weekend. But tomorrow on Coast Life, our Friday is full of puppies. Doesn't get better than that.
That's all you need to know, right?
Yes.
Friday, we're going to have some puppy dogs on the show.
For sure. We'll be
Yes.
introducing you to some adoptable ones, and we're checking out what some of the more athletic dogs on Delmarva can do.
Yeah, they're pretty impressive. Also, though, we're going to be helping you plan out your weekend because, weekend, fall is here. So we're going to be talking about some football games you can watch. We have college football. We have NFL on Coast TV News. So it's going to be a busy weekend. You are going to want to get comfortable on your couch.
Yes.
Just letting you know.
And don't forget, you can always chime in on our socials with the conversations that we have with you throughout the show. Like, is there a dream house on TV that you would buy? Let us know.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. And I always think after the show, we're like, oh, I should have said this.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought of this one. So
Yeah, I like the Gilmore Girls, like Lorelai's house. That's a good one.
Yeah, just for because you love the show. I
do.
I
I do.
For memory's sake. So we'll be chiming in as well. Don't forget socials. We're on Twitter. We're on X. We're on Facebook.